I'm here. So we did it. We're super excited because Nesbit became a dragon. She's super happy. Well, right now she's a little bit hot, but she's a dragon. And she has super beautiful wings and everything. She's super thankful to you because she became a dragon. So welcome to our weekly update about, everything we need to talk about right now. It's Battles of Valera. Sorry, I was working in there, working. Dragonbond Lords of Bala, and look what I have here in the table. So this is amazing. Give me just 1 second to help Nesbit go for water. There you go, sweetie. There you go. Perfect. So yeah, look how awesome this is. It's a prototype, so we're doing some minor changes in here. For example, the color of the neutral units. Well, the cards having changing some of the names, but I'm super excited because I got the chance to play it yesterday as Siberia. I won. I'm super excited for that because I have never played as a general, and I was able to play it right now with that one. We used Alaria as a faceless. That's the way we call the artificial intelligence right now. And I won. We tried to one of the dragons tried to win with me, but it didn't happen. So I won all by myself. So it was great because, well, as you can see, I have the minis here. This is Adrael. Just a reminder, these are 3D printable minis. Yours are going to be on plastic and a bit more resistant because, well, resin, it's always a little bit more, I don't know if we can use the word, but yeah. So we can see Ferelon here with the base and everything. Elise. Actually, let me show you because I have that Elise that is unpainted. It just arrived with the prototype, but we have this excellent Elise painted by Mimi Painting Studio. Look at that. So yeah, that's the idea to do your own miniatures and add your personal touch to each of them. So here's Alaria. I'm gonna take this one over here, and we have Nagasha here too. So I have all the setup ready right now. It will come on your rulebook, but yeah, we have everything in here. So I want to start showing you some of the cards. So as we have mentioned before, you're gonna start with your action cards that each of the players will have different ones. Like for example, these ones are from Nagasha and they have different art in there. With these ones, we have this, we have Soar, we have Horde that's in here. And a reminder that each character, not each faction, but each character has their own Vaala cards too that you are able to play when collecting power. As you can see in here, it's part of the setup. The objective of the goal is to get 10 power tokens, but to cast these ones, you can spend Vaala by you. For example, here I have everything unspent, but if I try to cast, I don't know, maybe this one, it's one Vaala token, so I just flip it. The spent power counts as counts towards your winning. It's just spent, and you can't use it to cast another Vaala power. So each of them have different. Like I just show you Nagasha, but Magnifex. But let me show you a little bit of Alaria. Because here it's maneuver. It's now called deploy. It's one of the changes that we were doing. We have assault. For the factions, it's harvest instead of horde because they are actually harvesting the Bala. And of course, I have here the Bala deck from Alaria, which is different. As you can see, this is the Nagasha, and this is for Elise only. So yeah, it's way different. We have some surprises because we're going to have different generals in here. So this is here. Let me show you Ferelon, that it's also super cool. We have the Glyphs in the cards. We have different art in here. And look, one of my personal favorites, it's the Vaala deck from Ferelon because it's so shiny and, well, super a perfect match for any Fulgent Dragon, right? But remember that this one is just for Ferelon. Each player has its own. And finally, we have Tiberia here that it's also super cool. For example, we have Harvest in here. We have, it's all mixed in here, but we have Maneuver that it's now Deploy. And we have the Assault. Right? I think my fingers are there. And look how awesome the Vaala deck for Adrael is. You can see, as he can control blood and everything, you can see some blood stains in there. So that it's super cool. So this is regarding what you're gonna have as a player. So let me just put it back here. Remember that we also have the upgrade cards that you can use for your factions. We have different ones, different units that you can recruit or, well, reinforce into the map. For example, here Elise right now has 3 from each, a cavalry, a range 1, and infantry. And you can see in the upgrades what type of unit it is. For example, Kirins are cavalry, so it matches your token, right? So you can know actually which ones are. For example, for the blood claws that they helped me one yesterday, they have the infantry ones, and they match the token in here. This is for upgrade, so you can actually use all your army in the board. Oh yeah, here we have the regions. Remember that the region cards aren't, the glyphs you are gonna resolve aren't in your board, but in the the board, like in the general board, not on the player board here. So you will upgrade, reinforce, and fortify. One of the things that you can do in this game is to create to build cities. And the cities, if you control well, if you control, for example, Elise, right, that it's right here, it's controlling an area, you are able to move through the sea to different units. So you can go right now to Nawak, or even go to Esbel by sea, because there's a city in Alaria. That's super cool, because remember that the only ones that can go by sea are the dragons. For example, Ferelon being here in Esbel can just go by sea and move all the way to Nawak. So that's super cool for them. Remember that you have your the glyphs in here in your player mat. Let me just clean a little bit so you can actually see. Let me just clean here too. So for example, for Ferelon and Alaria, you can see here the glyphs that are in your cards. For example, we have here Alaria. It's deploy, and you can see that maneuver or deploy. Now, what we call it is to move all the units. So for the armies, one of the things that I wanted to show you is the region card. So for example, in this case, Tiberia, it's controlling trade road. So in your hand for Tiberia, you will have also trade road, and you will activate the glyphs that I mentioned previously on the map that are, well, upgrade, reinforce, and fortify. The rest of the cards, like for example, if you activate Arcane Assault, they will be here in your player board. So the glyphs are, let me just bring it here. You have Assault and Bala. So you use Assault, you can choose a region and start a combat, and you can also use the Bala glyph that it's right here. So you will cast or draw a Bala card from your own deck. So you have like different things here to do. These are the regions back here. And let's go to one of my favorites, one due to the art, that are the event cards. These ones, they have their special place here in the board. And well, one of my favorites, of course, is the Dragonbond one with Elise and Ferelon. Remember that if you subscribe to the Kickstarter landing page that we already have 2,000. And well, the last time I checked, we were on the 400s. Well, the 2,400. So probably we're a little bit more than that right now. So remember that if you subscribe there to be notified on launch, you will have a special edition from this card with Adrael and Nagasha. And one of the things that we like about the events is that, well, they help you finish the game. You only have 6 rounds. So let's do a quick recap on how we start preparing Lords of Bala. So for the setup, I'm not gonna start like talking a lot about this, but you have the miniatures in different, it's there, well, there are some, in different regions from the board. And to start, one important thing is that here is I forgot to mention. Sorry, let's move to the components. So for example, here are the tokens for the cities. Here you have the first player token. One of the things that we did is that to become the first, like the first player the initiative token will go to the last player who watched a movie where a dragon is featured. So that's super cool. We have here some power, because remember that with the event cards, you can add more power to the map, and you're going to start hoarding or harvesting. So it's there. And sorry, that's our dragon roaring. here are the tokens from each army and the neutral units that are ones that are going to change because now they are a little bit, well, they are white to avoid confusion with Siberia because they are a little bit similar if you see them like this. So yeah, well, Nesbit, do not eat that. Sorry, yeah, there you go. Perfect. So let's continue with what we were talking. So to start the game, oh, you also have your dice. These also are 3D printable dice, so they are not the final versions, but you have different attacks. Like, for example, you have a miss, you have a standard hit or 2 standard hits, and you have also critical hits, and we added 2 critical hits too, right? So that's great in there. So to start the game, what's the idea of the game now that I have it in here and I can actually show a little bit more of this because I'm super excited. It's that you're going to start drawing an event card once you shuffle them. So you will draw an event card and then in order, starting with the first player token, in this case it's me because I just watched Dragon here, starring the movie of my life. So starring me, I'm going to start using, for example, if I'm playing Ferelon, remember that you need to see it with Dragon General to well to make the game I forgot the word, but well, to make it work. And then in clockwise we're going to start playing. So for example, being Ferelon, where is my deck from Ferelon? It's here. So yeah, starting with Ferelon, you can see that the attack, the action cards have this back. So starting with Ferelon, we're going to start using ones. These are the Bala from Adrael. Then it will go Siberia. Then Magnifex. Then Alaria, where is here. And remember that as generals, if you are controlling the unit, the region, sorry, you can actually play a region card instead of an action card. Even though people are going to know what you're going to play because at the beginning of the game, you have only two region, well, one region per player. Once you start expanding your army, they will not know what is in there and what are your plans, right? And well, until someone passes. Like for example, let's see that Ferelon decided to go, and then Tiberius says, "Hey, I'm gonna pass." So the cards stop. Well, the action stack stopped there. He got the first player token, and one event card is drawn in here. And let's just flip it without altering the order. And that's the way we start the resolution phase, what we would do as a planning. So starting with a year of planning, here are the ones that we were talking about. You have placed 2 power tokens. Now it says power token in the Firewoods and in Nawoods. So holding your tokens, where is Nawood? Here, so you will add just power. We have different kind of events. As mentioned, we have the Dragonbond, we have a Year of War, where you can activate the glyphs from, each player will activate the glyphs from your board. Like, well, also we have the move for soar or deploy, and a Year of Bala, so you can activate this one. Maybe casting if you have enough power, or maybe just drawing a Bala card and stuff like that. So, well, once we resolve all this one, if you use event, well, once we resolve the event card, this one is discarded. Then each player starts going with what they do, well, what they chose. And once we pass, we resolve one more event. Everything's clean up, and the planning phase we move to the cleanup phase. Sorry, that it's shuffling this ones if no one operated with the deck in here. Starting a new line of six, a new lineup of 6, and the planning phase goes back. The ways you can win is getting 10 power in your power track, getting a Dragonbond. That's what I wanted to explain. For example, Ferelon that played Soar. If I decided to fly in here, and I ended my turn where a general is, not the units, but the general, a Dragonbond might happen. So that will be a bit, well, why not? Let's talk about it. So to make a Dragonbond, you need to throw dice. In this case, there's no Dragonbond. We have both miss. If I should, here's a miss. If the general and the dragon goes like this, there's also no Dragonbond because we have a miss here. But if we go like this, there's a Dragonbond, and you can decide to flip one token to avoid it. Or if it was like this, the same thing. You can decide to spend one power and throw it again to see if there is a bond. So it's super cool. I'm so happy that I have it already in here. some of the updates regarding this one is that we go live next August 2nd on Monday. We're launching on Monday. So I'm super happy to see you there. I'll be doing live streams daily to talk about the advances. We're gonna show a play test with Jack with the expansion, because remember that these are for 4 players, but there's an expansion to make it happen for 6 players with the Kara and the Fell Knight. And yeah, I think that's it right now for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not looking at the comments, so sorry, but I will be answering once I have my computer, because I don't fit in here. But thanks so much for watching, and see you on Monday. We are less than a week to go, so you can watch the video after this live stream, and yeah, see you there. As a dragon.